Hello? Hello? Is anybody there? Oh, let's get some extra light on the situation. Oh, that's better. All right, we're going live. Today is Career Club. So we're talking resumes, cover letters, job searches, networking stuff. Anything you want to talk about the job market and horror stories about you trying to apply for jobs. Hey, that's some good content right there. Today we're going live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Just give me half a second while I go to those pages. No, I can't do that. I'm trying to set something up right now. Do 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 do, and I don't know how to set it up. I went to Westlock last night with my wife to visit my sister, who was at an Indigenous fair for Truth and Reconciliation there in Westlock. The town put it on. So we went out and visited with her for a little bit. Anyway, I'm trying to set up a link to my sister's Facebook group. That way I can click on it. Unbound Creations is my sister's little company, and this is her Facebook group. If you click on this, you'll go to her Facebook group, and then you can follow the group from there, and you can see what she's got for sale. She's got some amazing stuff that she's selling. Her family, they're all contributing. My mother is contributing. My mother is an elder from the Big Stone Cree Nation, and she does beading and moccasins, that sort of traditional craft. So, oh, sorry, didn't pause. So I would definitely go there. I had to give a plug for her. I forgot to give her a plug. I'm just trying to update everything. Wait for a few people to join up. If you got questions, ask the questions. Ask your questions in the comments, please. Okay, so I'm fluttered. I started late. I was trying to get that link made, and I noticed some other stuff that I had to update. So, very raw and dirty here on the show today. And I'm just adjusting a thing. Anyway, if you're here watching this, you're trying to get a job, you're trying to get a promotion, you're deep in the job search, maybe you're trying to get back to work after a leave, whether it was a sick leave, maybe you were looking after a family member, maybe you were busy being a parent, and for the last 5 years you were raising your kids, and now your kids are getting to an age where they're in regular school, and now you got a little more time, right? So this is where we talk about this stuff and how to do the job search. So sorry about that. I paused the sound because my wife was coughing. Oh my God, speaking of sound, we haven't started up any background music. That is no fun. Let's go with ambient today. If someone has a particular choice or preference in music they want to listen to in the background while we're on these lives, let me know, because they got everything here. Rain, nature sounds, atmosphere, ambient, which we're on now, jazz, acoustic, indie rock, corporate, I'm not sure what corporate means. World music, cinematic, epic, classical, love music, future pop. I don't know what future pop means. It's going to be pop music in the future. Minimal house, R&B, lounge music. I might do some lounge music sometime. We got lo-fi, hip hop, chill hop, down tempo, and chill. Like, there's a lot of just different, and I think they have multiple different songs mixed into these background sounds. It's pretty neat. I am using a program called Restream.io for my streaming. It allows me to stream to 3 social medias. I could stream to more if I paid for a bigger version. But if you wanted to join me on a live stream because you're an expert on resumes or something like that, or maybe you want to join me on Fridays because you like Magic the Gathering cards and you want to talk Magic the Gathering cards, that's fine. It might be easier if you downloaded a version of Restream. It does allow me to invite someone to the live stream, so if you're interested in that, let me know. I know it can be scary going into a live stream like this. So far, nobody's done anything nefarious, knock on wood. But it's a big part of marketing for some businesses. And I think if you got a business and you want to come chat about it, we can do that, right? Say today we're talking about Career Club and you have a business, but you're having issues hiring people. Well, let's get on the show and maybe I can analyze why you can't hire people, or if you're brave enough, I can just give you some advice on your hiring process, right? However you want to do it. I'm always open to that sort of stuff. Let's see what else we got here. We got that one there right now. Career Club. Okay, I just want to go to the other places, or do I? I think I wanted to update this. Yes, there's a thing I wanted to update. It was kind of the details of the live. Just wanted to make sure it was correct. But let's go to my business page on Facebook. And yes, I am live on Facebook. And let's check LinkedIn. Oh, it's always in the notifications on LinkedIn. Make sure we're live. Yeah, looks like we're going live. Yeah, live on LinkedIn, I think. Looks like it's frozen on LinkedIn. Oh, there it is. That's working. And what do I got on YouTube? I got a video of Gary Vee open right now. Let's see. Career Club live. Yeah, that one's live. Yep. We're all good. It's working. It's working. I'm watching myself ramble away. So when I go live, I have these. I have some fidget toys next to my computer here that I play with. But when we went to Westlock last night, we bought a few things for my sister from her Unbound Creations booth. And oh my god, this is like my favorite. Oh my god. I'm going to take the price off. Oh, that's got to be noisy on the mic. It's a dragon. It's a cool dragon. And he's got golden spikes on him. There we go. I'll try to hold him up so you can see. See the whole thing. Ooh, is that cool or what? This is something that my sister makes. This is off her 3D printer, but it's basically another fidget toy for me. You can hear it. So, oh, that's loud. Sorry. That's him on the table in front of me. Noisy. Something to play with. And what else? I got some stickers. My niece makes these stickers. She designs them and they print them out. So my niece made some money off these stickers. Again, this is Unbound Creations, my sister's booth. So I'm gonna do something with these stickers. I got some other stickers I've been hoarding because I'm a sticker hoarder. So I'm gonna do something in the back. Maybe I'll just start showing my stickers. And here's something my wife got. Look at this. It's a dragon holder. She's going to use it for her desk at work. Here's a marker. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's wicked cool.
I think so.
She thinks so. So I'll give that to her. Maybe. And this little guy, this was a fun little find that my sister printed out. Who dat? Who is that guy with the glasses and the long hair? Why, it's the Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne. Ooh, wicked cool. And he's short. He's a short little guy. Anyway, that's for me. Part of my collection. So I had to give that shout out to my sister. She's working hard to make her craft business work with the help of my mother. I thought I had some stuff from my mother here, but I think I moved it. I don't know. Oh, I got my moccasins on. This is the stuff my mother does. I'll take a moccasin off. These are well worn. My mother made these. Bear paw moccasin. And that's the vamp. Probably took her a couple hours to get that done. And then she made the moccasin itself. I wear these a lot. They're a little bit stinky. They're a little bit worn out. Worn in. Anyway, that's what my mother makes with her beading. And she also makes a lot of other beadwork. I thought I had something that was right here somewhere. I don't appear to have it. Maybe it's over here. No, it's not over here. I'm accumulating some junk here behind me. It's not junk. It's my stuff. Behold, my stuff. So, she does little pins and pendants and just some amazing stuff. Go to Unbound Creations group and you'll be able to see the post from my sister Joy. And go ahead and purchase some stuff from her. She's trying to make some money. I wish she would join Whatnot to make her a little extra money. Here's the Whatnot link up in this corner. Whatnot will match you $150 if you sell $150 or more in your first week. They'll match you up to $150. So you sell $150 on Whatnot this week, you make an extra $150. So you're doubling your money there. So I think that's something cool. If you're having trouble in the job market and need to start making a little bit more money right now, gather up stuff in your house that you want to sell and go start selling it. I mean, you're going to go to On Whatnot and you're going to see the kind of stuff that they're selling, that people are selling. Oh, my wife just said it's not side hustle day. No, it's not side hustle day. It's get a job day. But if you can't get a job and you need to make some money, go to Whatnot. I think if it would be cool if my sister would go on Whatnot once a week and have like a goal to sell 20 items. I mean, yeah, that's some extra money. She doesn't have to pay for her location for her booth to set up. The one last night in Westlock was free, I believe, because it was for Indigenous people and the Truth and Reconciliation Day that they were having. So it was free. But a lot of places at farmers markets where she goes, she's got to pay just to have her booth there. Yeah. So sell on Whatnot. I'm gonna just remove that. Actually, I'll leave that Whatnot one up there. You can, if you just want to purchase on Whatnot, I got another link that'll give you 15 extra bucks. Actually, I'll show that real quick. $15 to join Whatnot. So if you're looking to purchase some cool stuff from people, Whatnot will give you an extra $15 to purchase if you use this link right here. Which I'm going to switchly turn back to the 150 sell on Whatnot link. Job searches. You know, we have gone through such a strange period of time, working through the pandemic. Things have changed. So we've got one of the big obvious things, the work from home, the remote, the hybrid work. It has proven that these types of work are effective. And I think organizations just need to rethink their not their strategy, but their layout, their organizational design model, right? What are they doing now? When we think about the ramifications for an individual business, me as a business, I can save money by not renting an office or downsizing my office and having employees working from home. I can save money that way. Because when you compare thousands of dollars worth of rent each month compared to possibly a couple $100 in supporting your staff at home, right? That's a big money savings on the back end. It's not going to guarantee that your organization is going to make more money, bring in more revenue, but it's certainly an interesting way to save some money. So I think businesses, if they're smart, they should be getting onto their leases and they should be trying to work remote as much as possible. This is good and makes sense for a business on the individual level. This makes sense. This is money sense, right? And the idea of a business is to make money. And part of that is saving money or not spending money. Now, on the broader scale, we have a weakening commercial real estate market. And there's a trade-off here. You're thinking, oh no, there's offices not being rented in the downtown core of cities because everybody's gone remote or downsized their office size. Well, for the individual business, that makes sense. Sorry. But for the real estate, the commercial real estate industry, it doesn't make sense. Because now we've got just hundreds, thousands of unrented office space. Or office space being put up for sale. Now, this is not a condition of the economy as a whole, or not condition. This doesn't affect the economy as a whole. It will affect downtown core in things like employees aren't there to go have lunch at the local coffee shop anymore. Employees won't be there to go shop at the local not strip mall, but the malls inside the pedways of the city and things like that, right? There is shops that are dependent on all those people coming into downtown to work. And I'm kind of torn between this because I support a business that says we'll let people work from home. I absolutely support that. So what do we got to do to transform our downtowns? I know there's the movement that's out there to transform office buildings into residential buildings, and I'm for that. But I've done a little research, and I guess only about 30% of office buildings have the proper internal infrastructure to convert into smaller individual units, residential units, right? Because suddenly you're putting all this extra infrastructure into the units, and if you're trying to put in a bathroom, suddenly you're cutting through concrete structural flooring to get an extra bathroom into a unit or a couple bathrooms, whereas in an office building, there's usually one or two banks of washrooms that are like public washrooms for that whole floor. So the infrastructure just isn't there to put in plumbing and some additional electrical. I think the big thing is probably plumbing, because you'd have to raise the floor up to run the plumbing pipes, then you lose height in the building or whatever. So we have a situation here. But I am a big fan of getting more people living downtown and less people commuting, because that's just common sense, good for the environment, whatever. And if you have more people living downtown, then you're not dependent on the migration of workers on a daily. So you got to get more people downtown and shopping downtown, permanent residents downtown, so that they can support all those other businesses that were there for other reasons. And that brings me to Whatnot again. If you got a shoe store that's downtown and you were dependent on your lunchtime visits from the people working in the area, get on Whatnot. Start selling your shoes online. Make up that difference. and definitely ask about lowering your rent or threatening to move yourselves, right? Uh, it's not an economy of as a whole. It's a downtown core economy issue. So it's very regional to each big city. If I think about these buildings that are multi-use, right? At the bottom they have commercial. Up above that they have some office spaces, and above that maybe it's a hotel for 10-20 stories, and then above that it's apartments and condos, right? I think that type of building that was purposely built like that, I think they probably are surviving this this strange change in our society better than a building that was just strictly office building, right? And so I'm not an expert on all this stuff, but this is just what I'm seeing. And from an HR point of view, I don't think it's worth it to bring your employees back downtown. Nobody wants to continue that traffic. Me and my wife were talking about it we were trying to leave the city to go to West Loch, and she had to work till 4:30, and then we were trying to get our stuff together. We didn't leave the house till, I don't know, 15-20 after 5 or something like that. But bang, we were right into rush hour leaving downtown. We live downtown, so we don't. I know rush hour for us is a little different, right? I kind of explained to my wife, it's like the headwaters of a river or something. It's just these little trickle streams that come in, and then, well, we just follow the little trickles, and then we're home, right? Whereas yesterday, we had to follow the trickles, get onto the actual stream and then the river, and try to get out of town with everyone else driving. And it was just a nightmare. We were like, oh my God, how can people do this on the daily? This rush hour grind. It was just places that we normally drive that are quick and easy for us, right in the middle of rush hour. It was just a nightmare. And we, like, it was like, oh my God. So I think when we force our employees to work, something in my hair, oh my God. When we force our employees to work at a specific office, I think we have to consider whether it's in the downtown core, so that we can consider the flow of traffic. I, for a short time, worked out of downtown, so I was always opposite. I saw the traffic coming into the city, but I was clear roads leaving downtown, and then when I came home, I was clear road coming home, and everybody else was trying to get out of downtown. So I think that's the benefit of living downtown, if you got to do a bit of a commute. And a squirrel's been running up and down the neighbor's fence like mad today. So I think businesses should consider travel time and fuel and things like that when it comes to expecting employees to do a commute. If you're downtown, you should automatically say, well, we got an extra budget to help our employees with parking. So I see a lot of organizations is like, oh, well, you can pay for parking in the building, but that's your responsibility. Or fuel even, right? Or let's get the cars off the road and say, let's get everybody on the bus. Let's get everybody on the train. And let's be lenient with people arriving to work if you live in a downtown core. You can't expect everybody with traffic or transit needs to be at work 100% of the time, early, right? It's just, that's some sort of fiction we've created in our capitalist world. Let's say if you have a business downtown and you have decided to end work from home or hybrid work because you want everybody back at the office for whatever reason, I think most reasons are probably not worth it. But let's say you absolutely need to bring them back to the office downtown. Offer a fuel stipend. Offer to help pay for that parking spot if they're driving. Offer to give them a free monthly bus pass, right? A transit pass so they can take the train or they can take the bus, right? Help them with that sort of thing. And I would say do that same stipend if anybody is riding their bike to work on a regular, right? Get the bonus for being such a good citizen and riding your bike. Amazing. That's a good boss. That's a good organization you want to be part of. I'm waiting for questions. I don't see any questions coming in. Nothing's coming in the chat. Check the socials to see if anything has popped up. I don't see anything popping up anywhere. So, what was I going to talk about next? Since it's Career Club, you know what I wanted to do? I am so dead serious about people learning AI. You need to learn AI, whether it's for your job, your future career, your side hustle, or looking for work. You need to embrace AI. It is here. It's going to stay. If you're planning on retiring within the next year or two, don't worry about it. Do it for fun, though. But if you've still got 5+ years in your career where you're going to be working, you're 60 or younger, basically, then you need to embrace AI. It is here. It's not going anywhere. It is going to change our world. That's just the facts. It is going to change the world. It's changing the world like the internet changed the world, like television changed the world, like radio changed the world, like telephone changed the world. Dare I say, like the wheel changed the world. I watch Gary Vee videos, and he talks about how technology always wins. Technology never loses. So our technological advances, they come and they stay. Gary likes to talk about how when electricity first came, people didn't want to put electricity into their homes because they thought the electricity had demons in it. So they didn't want to bring demons into their home. This magical, mythical, scary, monstrous piece of technology. Right? We have had technological advances that have completely shifted society. And you need to remember that. Every time there's new technology, society shifts. So you need to embrace that technology and try to get ahead of it and make sure you don't get left behind. With AI, just simply get a free ChatGPT account and just start playing with it. Ask it questions, or, the idea is you've got to get good at asking the prompts. There's basically, the term is prompt engineering. You're trying to ask AI a question so that you can get the response you need. So just getting used to how to create your questions and ask your questions is very important. You can't be scared of AI. It's not fully aware yet, but getting close. And I think you'd really much rather be on the side of knowing and understanding AI as opposed to not. So I have a paid version of ChatGPT, and I use it to help me just general research. But I've also turned it into my HR consulting assistant. So it knows all about me and my HR skills and the things I'm trying to teach my clients with solving toxic workplace issues and things like that. So it knows me in that respect. And it also helps me do marketing for my business, helps me create the drafts for my posts, and gives me suggestions for the images. So I take the image suggestions and I use Canva. I have a paid version of Canva that helps me create my images and that I can use. So I'm using AI at least twice there, right? And I also use this program called Restream.io. It is, yes, a live streaming service, but it also has AI integrated into it. So I'm using AI on 3 fronts right now. So how do we use AI for yourself? Let's say job search. I'm going to walk through a job search, right? Or creating a cover letter. Let's go through that. I'm going to open a new window. I'm going to take us to ChatGPT. Haven't been there in a day or so, so it's making me log in. That's fine. Logging in. Oh. 2-step authorization. It's supposedly sending me code. That's the protection. This is really creepy ambient sounds right now talking about AI. Okay. So one of my chats. No, let's just do a fresh chat. New chat. Trying to think, because I'd like to feed. I'll just do a new chat, but I'll do it like I'm doing a job for myself, an HR job. So I'm going to share the screen. I forgot how to share the screen. It's okay. Got to figure it out. So I'm going to open this window. So can you see it? No, there. Let's trade spots. Let's make the ChatGPT window. Okay, so I got a whole bunch of extra chats I've been doing over here on the right side. So these are all my chats. Anyway. So I'm going to. Oh, I gotta move my fidget snake out of the way so I can type properly. I'm going to say I'm going to apply for a job in HR. Here is my resume. Here is my current resume. All right. So you're teaching it right now. You hit that plus button and you're adding a file. Add folders or files. So I got 10,000 things going on in mine. Here's my personal, and here is my most recent resume. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So I put it in there. It's reading the document. And now, great. I've reviewed your resume. Since you're applying for an HR job, I'll give you feedback on strengths, areas to refine, and a tailored improvement strategy so your application stands out, right? Strength of your resume. Extensive HR leadership, over 20 years of HR culture, right? Specialization, expertise, right? Broad HR skills, cultural competence with Indigenous governments and organizations, with the KAIROS Blanket Exercise, right? There's a lot of stuff here. Credibility, I'm a CPHR candidate with Bachelor of Management and an HR certificate and some health and safety training, right? And I do a lot of volunteering, community organizations. It tells me areas to refine. Length and density. So it's telling me my resume is very detailed, 4 to 5 pages. Hiring managers typically scan for relevance in 30 to 60 seconds. Condensing down to 2 to 3 pages will make it stronger. I don't know if I agree with that coming from an HR point of view, but I do tell people when I'm reviewing their resume that the sweet spot is 2 to 3 pages. And going to 4 or 5 pages is mostly okay. But I think it depends on the role. Things change. Nothing's exact. But relevance, there's some clarity of impact, right? It tells you stuff about you in your resume. It's very interesting. Education formatted clarifiers. There's right. It's telling me that I can make some updates, suggesting improvements, right? Targeted summary, right? It's giving me advice on my summary to update it. Achievement focus. These are the things I can go back and I can improve on things, right? So here it says next step. If you share the job posting you're applying for, I can tailor your resume directly to match its requirement and even draft a matching cover letter. Do you want me to condense or rewrite your resume to 2 to 3 page HR focused version that's job application ready? Oh my God, the stuff it can do is pretty cool. Very cool. This is my resume. This is my experience. So it's not like I'm making stuff up or anything. ChatGPT will use different language, right? So you may want to tell it in the next prompt, yes, please condense my resume to 2 to 3 pages, but use simpler language or something like that. Yes. Okay, let's do. Yes. Please condense my resume to about 3 pages that is HR focused, but please make sure it is written at a grade, I don't know, let's say grade 7 reading level. And, oh, here's another AI I'm using. I don't know if you can see that pop up, but I don't know if it's showing up for you or not. Oh, it's not showing up. Interesting. I use Grammarly, and it's not showing up here, but it's highlighting stuff and it's recommending me to change my wording in this. Oh my god. From the window down. Anyway, so window's still good size. Okay. So it's asking me. So I've got another layer of AI helping me rewrite stuff on the fly. So let's see what it does. Let's go. Let's go. Perfect. I'll condense your resume to about 3 pages. Keep it HR focused and rewriting clear. Grade 7 reading level and language. The goal is to make it powerful, easy to scan, and aligned with your HR expectation. Here's the new draft, right? Give me the summary. Gives me key strengths. I am not a fan of key strengths because they're not put into the job experience. But at least it's not a massive list of key strengths, right? So experience, human resources consultant. It shrunk this down. I think mine is like a page and a half right now. This is my business. Oops, excuse me, burp. Then human resources manager. I worked for a Big Stone oil field. Services and supply during the pandemic. And it's got that stuff. And I worked for KAIROS as a regional director in Alberta North. And I worked as the operations and HR manager at Four Pillars Consulting Group here in Edmonton. And now it's really simplified my education section, right? It's made this resume really easy to read. My volunteer experience. It's got my current volunteer experience where I'm on the Queen Mary Park Community League board. And it's talking about additional skills. This is interesting. It's not throwing this into a particular job place, but it's throwing them here. This version is about 3 pages. When formatted, keep the focus squarely on HR and use plain, clear language at a grade 7 level, right? Would you like me to create a matching cover letter? Now, we wanted to do that, okay? So it's given us an updated version of our resume, because I could have told it, give me a version of my resume that's all about nonprofit leadership, right? Because nonprofits have a place in my heart, and I would love to work for a nonprofit. So that's something that when I see a nonprofit job appear, I'll apply for it, because I enjoy that industry, that environment, because the nonprofits are usually just all about helping people. So I love that. So let's go search for a job. Let's go to Indeed.com. Now no, Why didn't it log me in? Anyway. Logging me in. All right. Here we go. We are in here. We're looking at jobs. It kind of, Indeed is got some AI power behind it. So it kind of knows what I'm into and the jobs I'm looking for. Right. But let's look at HR. Let's just go with HR business partner, right? That's, yes, find jobs. So this is, HR business partners are kind of like your average HR advisor type role. And it's going to give me the jobs. Resource coordinator, it's given me no jobs related to human resources business partner. Let's have a look here. I might have applied for this job in the past. Anyway, it's for Applin. They're looking for a human resources business partner. And we're looking at the job. I seem to, oops, okay, stop using that. I seem to match up with a lot of their stuff. Let's just make sure this is showing up. Yeah, okay. So 100 Street. So that's right near my house. It's on the 22nd floor. Ooh, boy, that's freaky. I don't think I've ever worked that tall in a building, but 100th Avenue and 100th Street downtown. This is easy commute for me. I could drop off my wife and then I could park there and go to work. And here's the full job description, right? Fully office located downtown, right? They want you to be in the office. So no remote work for me. It's a good paying job, 80 to 100 grand. And I just kind of go through it. What you'll do, what you'll bring. This is the qualifications section. This is the section that really matters. If you're manually writing your own cover letter, you make sure you write about all these points, right? And getting the points across. That's minimum for you. If you're using AI, it can help you in other ways and bring it out. Bring out your experience and stuff like that, right? 4 years of progressive human, got that. Post-secondary degree, got that. CPR designation or working towards, I got that. Strong interpersonal and communication skills, I think I'm pretty good. I'm a bit of an introvert. I need to get information first and then think about it before I give responses. So, I don't know. I don't rush people, at least. Solid understanding of employment legislation, best practices in HR program delivery. Got that, no problem. Comfortable working with confidential and sensitive information with sound judgment. Okay, I'm in HR. Anyone in HR knows we deal with sensitive information all day long. If you're into HR and you love HR, you understand your role. So, yeah, no problem with that. Highly organized and strong problem-solving skills and an action-oriented mindset. Well, I am action-oriented. Problem-solving, I like to think about it. So I'm not at the drop of a hat type of guy. I'm let's get information type of guy. And highly organized, I have to be organized because if something's not important, I tend to just not make it important and forget about it. So when I work, I normally have a piece of paper or a notebook with me almost all the time. And I'm taking notes for me, action items that I have to do. Because if I'm going from meeting to meeting to meeting with different people, obviously I don't have time to action things after each meeting. So I've got to write them down. So that's my organization, right? And it tells you all about the organization. Oh, I don't know why this is rolling down. It's freaky. But anyway, we have the job ad here. So we're going to, I want to make a copy of that. So let's try and do this. I have to click and roll the mouse at the same time. Okay, so we're gonna just copy that whole thing. We highlighted everything and we copied it. Now, we're going back to ChatGPT. In our chat, where we just talked about me, I'm going to apply for an HR job. Here's my resume. It gave me all kinds of tips on how to improve my resume. And then we told it to give me a new resume, and it did. So now we can take that and put that into our Word doc. We could even ask ChatGPT to turn this into a Word document for us, right? Something just flashed on the screen. I don't know if someone chatted. Try using Claude. It accepts larger files, says Jackie. And I have never used Claude. And I think, go ahead, try it. I think everybody should try things. Now, my ChatGPT version I'm paying for, Jackie. So I don't know if it's a better version or not. But I have heard that Claude is better for the writing type stuff. Except I watched a video where someone was comparing ChatGPT 5, which I have, which I'm paying for, is very close to Claude now. So it's not going to hurt to try different AIs. Absolutely, Jackie. Thanks for pointing that out. Good information. Let's see. And I just had a great chat with Jackie on LinkedIn. So I'm glad she's watching the live or part of it. Okay, I'll go back to our example. So we just copied the whole job description, right? Sorry, my wife is coughing. I'm coughing. Everybody's coughing. The cat was coughing earlier. This is weird, but everybody's coughing in the house right now. So I'm glad I don't go into work. So now we've got that copied, and we are going to paste it in here, but we want to do a little extra prompt. You'll get better at the prompts as you go. I will say, here is the job I want to apply for. Please create a cover letter for me. Oh, me. And I'll put that, and then I'll usually shift return, get me down a couple lines. Oh, what did I wrote? Oh. My Grammarly wants me to create a second sentence. So now I'm pasting. I just pasted that whole job ad in here. Hopefully it makes sense. It's got all the data now. And now we go. Thanks for sharing the posting. I'll write a cover letter that directly connects your strengths to Aplin's requirements in a clear, approachable tone, 7th grade reading level. Here's the tailored draft, right? It's got the info. Hiring manager at Applin. And here's the letter. Dear hiring manager, I'm excited to apply for the Human Resources Business Partner role with Applin. With over 20 years of HR and leadership experience, I have helped organizations improve culture, strengthen teams, and guide leaders through complex people challenges. I believe my background makes me a strong fit for this generalist position in your fast-paced, client-focused environment. In my work as an HR consultant, I have partnered with Indigenous governments, nonprofits, and businesses to deliver practical, hands-on solutions. I bring broad expertise across recruitment, workforce planning, employee relations, performance management, and policy development. For example, I have designed workplace restoration plans that reduce conflict, support leaders through performance issues, and create HR systems that improve compliance and engagement. I am also skilled in training and development. I have delivered workshops on conflict resolution, psychological safety, and healthy workplace behaviors. My experience in disability management, return to work planning, and wellness initiatives aligns closely with your needs. As an HR, as a CPHR candidate, I bring both formal training and practical know-how to support strong HR programs. What excites me most about this role is the chance to work as a trusted partner for leaders, helping them solve problems and create positive workplaces. I value collaboration and believe in balancing compliance with compassion, ensuring that HR supports both the organization and its people. I would welcome the chance to meet with you to discuss how my skills and experience can support Applin's success. Thank you for your time and consideration. Holy smokes, right? I think maybe ChatGPT still knows me better because there was some stuff that I pulled in here that I don't think was on my resume, but in previous chats that I talked about. So it knows me a little bit better. And there's things that maybe I don't feel are completely true. It's something that I touched on the resume just kind of as a keyword, but it's come out here as more than it really is. I've delivered workshops on conflict resolution, psychological safety. I'm not even, that might not be 100% true there. The psychological safety workshops. But I've told in my resume, I've told ChatGPT the type of stuff I've done. So it is inferred that as a cool word, psychological safety, right? My experience in disability management. Now, this makes it sound like I did a lot of work with disability management. In reality, there's been 2 or 3 situations where I had to talk about accommodating someone who had some sort of disability, right? It wasn't an extreme, lots of experience, right? And so maybe I don't want to talk about that. I know it, I know the stuff, but it makes it sound like I am this absolute guru in this particular area. So you can see it gives you a great resume. It makes me sound amazing, but I should still review it myself and make any changes that I'm comfortable with. The thing is, ChatGPT knows me, so it's confident enough that it can just say this stuff about me, but maybe I'm not comfortable enough to say it, right? So this is your draft. For the most part, you've got to take everything. This is your first draft. So go in, make any changes and edits that you want. If you're trying to apply for 10 plus jobs a day, this is going to save you so much time. But you could say in the next prompt, please don't talk about my disability management skills, and don't refer to my, don't refer to psychological safety in my workshop experience, right? So that it will refine the letter a little bit more for you. This is one page, direct and tailored to the posting. It emphasizes your generalist HR experience, conflict resolution strength, Indigenous partnerships, and CPHR progress, all aligned with applicants' needs. Would you like me to also tighten your resume to match this posting specifically, focusing less on marketing operations and more on HR generalist role? That would make the application even stronger, right? So you've got follow-up on the resume. Let's make your resume a little bit better based on this particular job. So you now have the ability to make massive changes quickly. And when it comes to resumes, I tell people make a really solid resume for the industry or the type of job that you want. Make that really well and just use that same resume. But make sure you always write a new cover letter. And once upon a time, we were talking about how cover letters are dead or dying, but people are still asking for them. So cheat and use ChatGPT or Claude to help you create this stuff. But I could keep refining more and more for my job search with this. Every job I put in, now let's make a cover letter for this job, right? And it changes things. Thanks. Can we refine this cover letter to not mention psychological safety or my experience with disability management? Because I kind of feel that those just I don't know, they're just a little bit off. They're a little too cool for me, and I don't feel confident that I could talk about this stuff as well as other people in a resume, right? So that's where you're like, oh, let's refine it. Okay, let's refine. Let's see what ChatGPT 5 does for us. Got it. Right now it tells me this, and just giving me a new cover letter. I'm excited. 20 years experience. Sometimes it might totally rewrite the letter even though you liked it, but it's not that it knows better. Maybe I could have just taken those couple words out or a line out with the other version, but now I got a different version. I bring broad expertise across recruitment, workforce planning, employee relations, performance management, and policy development. For example, right, I'm also experienced in training and development. I've delivered workshops on conflict resolution and healthy workplace practices and coach leaders to build stronger teams and improve communication. Right, that's kind of the section it refined for me. What excites me most? Helping. Right, so this is better. I would feel all right sending this in. I would definitely put it into Word first and make sure my Grammarly checks it over, because a lot of times ChatGPT is writing in US English instead of British English here in Canada. So there's certain words that it misses. This is the U in favor, stuff like that. So that's a pretty good letter. Oh, yawn yawn. So this version keeps your strongest HR selling points while trimming away the extra details. Would you like me to sharpen this even further into a slightly shorter, punchier version to really stand out with busy recruiters? Or do you prefer keeping the fuller detail? You can say something. I like the detail in this version, but okay, I won't ask. Sometimes you got to do prompt engineering stuff, right? I like the detail in this version, but please move some of the details into a bullet list to help the recruiters, right? Of course. All right. So let's see. This will be the last change, I think, for now. Perfect. Bullet point. Stronger. Pop on the page. Yes. Okay. So he goes through this again. I say he, but it's an it. But you can talk to your ChatGPT and ask it what it wants to be called. Anyway, so here's the same thing. But now it's my background includes leading full cycle recruitment, designing workplace restoration plans, coaching supervisors and managers, developing HR systems and policies, delivering workshops on conflict resolution, right? This is a nice looking cover letter. So I should save it and apply for that job. Anyway, problem was I know I've applied for a job at Applin before, and I don't know if it was the same role or not, but anyway, so we've used ChatGPT to get a job, and there's other stuff. Find your bullets, job post and wording, right? There's more refinement, right? More refinement, and you can say, yes, please align this with Applin bullet points or whatever, right? Like there's more refinement you can do. It's really amazing what you can do. And you need to get used to and learn how to use AI. Whether it's ChatGPT 5 or Claude, I don't know how to say Claude. And just get used to it. Figure out which AI works the best for you. And there's so many AI programs out there right now. It's crazy. New ones are being created every day. So let's go into a new window, a new chat with ChatGPT. What are the most popular AI programs in Canada? Let's do that. But let's learn to spell too. Right, here we go. A simple, let's make a big screen again. Sorry about that. What are the most popular AI programs in Canada? You're using AI to tell you about AI. That's weird. Okay. Searching the web. Oh, it's doing some research for me. Here are some of the most popular AI programs and institutions in Canada. Right? Including university degree programs. AI programs. Look, it did not understand me. It's thinking programs as in teaching. So I used the prompt wrong here. So it's saying which universities and research institutes are working on AI, machine learning, data science programs, right? University of Alberta, Mila, Vector Institute, Alberta Machine Intelligence Institute, right? Degrees and master's programs, boot camps, short programs, right? These are this was wrong. I used the word programs and it thought institutional teaching programs, schools to learn AI, right? So I say, sorry, I didn't mean educational programs. I meant AI applications that I can use. Please do another search. Thanks. Okay. That was awesome. That's the problem with prompt engineering. You got to get good at what the prompts are. It's most popular, widely used applications, tools, and services in Canada, and kinds of use, along with examples. If you tell me the domain, I can narrow further. I'm not sure what it means by domain, but what Canadians are using already. Right? 12.2% of businesses reporting using AI in the past year in producing goods and delivered services. Among those, the leading types of applications are text analytics, data analytics, virtual agents and chatbots, marketing automation, recommendation systems. Common tools used by businesses include ChatGPT, Cloud AI, Otter AI, right? And then popular AI applications or tools, what they're being used for, what it does, use cause, what people like it in Canada. Very popular, used by Canadian business for communication, content work, right? Otter transcription. I've seen Otter show up in meetings I've been in, and someone has sent their Otter AI to record the meeting and make notes for them. Microsoft Copilot. I know when you work for government, they may only allow you to use Copilot. There's Jasper, right? We got these different programs. Nextlaw.ai, Wombu, Dream Meme, text to image. This is kind of what the Canva's doing for me. Know It, legislative, regulatory monitoring, media monitoring, right? Like, this is some cool stuff. Okay, so now you got some homework. It was really neat. The example of my wrong prompt. But now when I prompted it correctly, AI applications, Then it was able to find me stuff. What industries are using it in Canada, what the top programs are, and how they're using it. So now you can go check out these programs and see what's going on. But I used AI to talk about AI, right? Are there any laws in Canada that prevent the use of AI, let's say in business? Let's see what it does. Searching the web. Yes, there are laws in it that affect and constrain how business can use AI. Oh, okay. Wild. Personal information, privacy laws, voluntary codes and guidelines, Canada started publishing non-binding codes, frameworks. Right, let's just have a little bit. Oh, there's a whole bunch of extra stuff on this chart, right? Like that's pretty wild. Storing by using biometric data. Right, there is some laws out there. What's still unclear? The definition of what counts as high impact, right? Like this just taught me a whole lot about AI, the programs we have, the laws that might be affected by AI in Canada. It's the first actual law that's coming out. Right, so this is neat. This is some neat stuff right there, man. So let's go back. Let's stop the share. I think I got actually a hard stop here right away. I got a meeting with a client, a business partner. That's supposedly happening here in a few minutes. So if you got any questions about your career, go ahead, ask them. I'll try to review them and we'll talk about it next week. That'd be fantastic. If you're looking to make money fast, boy, Whatnot might be the best way to do it. You sell your stuff, your collectible items, and maybe you start going to garage sales and thrift stores and collecting the items that you know about. It's partly in my plan to do it. I want to pick up just discount Magic the Gathering cards from the thrift stores and the garage sales that might have just big box of Magic the Gathering cards. If I can get a hold of like a big box of Magic cards for like $20 or something like that, then I can either sell the individual cards or I could sell them in batches and make more money. Definitely make back my $20. But Whatnot, do that. But I'm going to let everybody go. I'm going to end the stream. Have a great day, everybody.